following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Sounds 30 years of the best sports talk in Middle Tennessee, featuring Tennessee Radio Hall of Famer George Plaster, Tennessee Sports Hall of Fame coach Watson Brown, and Young Guns Billy Derrick and Michael Sindrick. And now, here's your host, George Plaster.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome in. The weekend is upon us. Sounds like some rain may be upon us as well, but you know what? It's football season, and that is a good thing. Watson Brown will join us for one segment around 4:20 as we analyze Tennessee's blowout win last night against Ball State. Let me very quickly say hello to Billy Derrick. Billy, how are you?
George, I am doing great today. Football's back. It just vibes are very high right now. Everything's good in the world.
Oh yeah, all is right in the world.
All is right in the world.
Let's see if that continues as we say hello to Terry McCormick, Titan insider extraordinaire, who has had a busy week. Won't even get any Yankee crap today because I want to salute him on what has been a very busy week. Terry, how you doing?
I'm doing well, George. Getting ready for a little bit of holiday weekend, so looking forward to that.
Yeah, and I would guess pro football teams are kind of enjoying their last respite, it would seem, this weekend before the hostilities begin next week.
Yeah, absolutely. The first game would be next Thursday night, and then games on Sunday and Monday, obviously, to fill out the weekend next weekend. But this is the last little bit of rest. Titans players are off for the next couple of days, and then they report back and start turning their attention to facing the New York Giants in their season opener on Sunday.
I'm going to play dumb here, which I'm very good at. I'm going to let you steer this ship. What should we be talking about after a Thursday that had one story after another after another?
Well, George, the Titans did make one roster move today. They went to the waiver wire and they claimed, I hope I'm pronouncing this young man's name right, Derek Tuska off waivers from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not surprisingly, he's an outside linebacker, so he will take Harold Landry's roster spot, at least for the time being. And he'll work into, I guess, special teams and the defensive rotation. I think he probably lines up at the back of the line for the outside linebackers as Rashad Weaver probably steps into a starting role and Ola Adeni now becomes the top backup.
Terry, anywhere else in particular you want to go? And if not, I got a couple of things I want to ask you.
Okay, go ahead and fire away.
Okay. Given what we now know, no A.J. Brown through trade, no Harold Landry because of injury, among other things, I don't see how this team can be as good as a year ago.
Well, on paper, you're certainly right. I think that this team is going to have to be better than the sum of the parts. The whole's going to have to be better than the sum of the parts. Now, they were able to do that last year, George, worked through a record number of injuries, used 91 different players on their way to winning the AFC South and having the number one seed in the playoffs. And to me, that's a credit to Mike Vrabel, to John Robinson, and the staff for finding the right players, coaching them up, even finding a few keepers in what they had to pick up off the street last year. A guy like Dontrell Hilliard comes to mind in that regard. But in terms of talent, you're absolutely right. I don't think this roster at the outset of 2022, now with the injury to Harold Landry and, of course, the trade of A.J. Brown, like you mentioned, is as strong as the one that opened the season in 2021. But sometimes teams just seem to gel together and have better chemistry. sometimes when things like this happen. I think that in large part is something that happened last year to this team, and they have to probably hope that that's the case again this year.
Do you personally believe today that Indy is better than them?
I think Indy is probably right on par and maybe a little better with this Landry injury. A lot of it's going to depend on really what Matt Ryan has left in the tank. I do think he's an upgrade over Carson Wentz, but their offensive line is going to have to protect him, give him time to throw, and their receivers are going to have to be better than they were a year ago for Carson Wentz for Indianapolis to be the team to beat in the AFC South. I think if you're the Titans, the one thing that you have in the bank is you have Derrick Henry, and you know that teams have a hard time stopping him. He's healthy again. Obviously, the Titans very confident because they reworked his contract yesterday and gave him more money on the front end. So I think that the Colts are probably neck and neck with the Titans, maybe a little bit ahead since this latest news on Harold Landry puts him out for the year.
Okay. Give me the player that you think has to be better than he's ever been, breakout year, career year, whatever you want to call it, for this team to do the things they want to do.
Wow, that's a pretty good question. Let me think for just a second. I think this is a team that probably needs a big year out of Bud Dupree with Harold Landry now out. Bud Dupree is going to be the guy that's going to get the attention. He wasn't healthy last year, but he's going to have to be a guy that comes up with 10 plus sacks, I believe, for this defensive line and defensive front to be able to pick up the slack that was left by Harold Landry and try to get close to repeating the performance that they had last year. So to me, the guy that's on the spot now becomes Bud Dupree, not Bud Landry.
Well, there could be a Bud Landry somewhere in the world. Terry, look, can you see the picture of you?
I do.
How long ago do you think that was?
10 years ago, maybe.
It's a young Terry McCormick.
It really is. I can go back and find a picture from high school if you want me to have that put up there or something.
You send it to us, we'll use it.
All right, I think I will.
Terry, listen, you enjoy your weekend.
All right, you have a good weekend too, George.
Terry McCormick with today's Daily Titans update. Billy, the update, it may not have 64 items, but boy, it has one that is going to have everybody talking.
It sure does. Sure does, George. We got to get to a couple reads here, though. First, we'll start with the Justin Tucker team with Platinum Realty Partners. They are proven to be trusted with your most personal asset. The Justin Tucker team, Middle Tennessee's most trusted team in realty. You can call them at 615-906-8458. Also, Sumner Funeral and Cremation. They are sharing their family with yours in your time of need. Now with 2 convenient locations in Gallatin and Hendersonville. You can see them online at sumnerfuneral.com. And there's the 2 reads. George, we start with college football news. And we saw this coming. Of course, we didn't know maybe what time it would come today, but perfect time for us. The college football playoff has decided, the board has agreed to a 12-team field with an aim to implement that as soon as possible. I've seen as soon as maybe 2024, but I've also seen 2026. So we're not really sure when, but it's going to happen.
Well, if I was going to guess, it'll be sooner rather than later. These presidents are money hungry. Man, they have, they screwed around for a year, couldn't agree on anything, and all of a sudden they start thinking about this, and they were hot to trot on this thing. First of all, let me
and all of a sudden we've got Watson.
Yeah, he doesn't even know. He may not even know he's there. But you know what, Watson, can you hear us okay?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. While I've got you here, give me your reaction to this college football playoff thing.
No surprise at all. I thought it would happen. And I think it's, money, but I think it's these 2 big conferences that have total control now that got this done. Because as soon as they become conferences, they want to be able to send 2, 3, 4 teams from their conference to the playoffs. And that's what this is all about. Why in the world does Oklahoma and Texas come and have to beat all those people for 1 team to go from that conference, possibly 2? They could have stayed in the Big 12. So what's happened here, come with us. You're going to make a lot more money. We're going to expand the playoffs to where you can get in just as easy this way as you would have if you had stayed in the Big 12 or the Pac-12. That, to me, is exactly what's going on.
There is a piece of this that is on campus, first round. Do you like that?
I think it's smart in one way, saving fans money. It's hard to travel to 3 games in the playoffs.
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah.
So I think the reason they're doing that, they're going to give an advantage to the higher seeds and play at their place, yes. But I think that they're trying to get to where their fans can make all of the games in the playoffs is what I've heard. That's not me thinking. That's what I've heard the reason for that is.
Billy, are you able to get the specifics on that of how they intend to implement at 12 as far as home field and all that kind of jazz?
Well, I'm seeing the expanded 12-team bracket will feature the 6 highest-ranked conference champions as automatic qualifiers, along with the next 6 highest-ranked teams. Let's see here.
What they don't say is plus Notre Dame if they, have a pulse.
Well, scheduling first-round games will be played on either the second or third weekend in December, at least 12 days after conference championship games. The bowl relationship, quarterfinal and semifinal games will be played at rotating bowl sites, subject to agreements being reached. So that kind of gets to our question of, how many different sites might there be? But there's a lot here, George.
Eventually, Watson, one of these games is going to be in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, it will. With a dome, absolutely. Probably every year. Without a dome, we'll still get one. I don't know if it'll be in the first or second year, but you watch. Nashville will get one, George. The stadium here holds what? Is it
right now 69?
That's close enough to get us one. I think they like the bigger stadiums for the more seats to sell.
Yeah,
but I think that's big enough to get us one. I think we'll be early though. I think it'll be year 2, maybe year 3.
And nothing wrong with that at all.
No, not at all.
So let me ask you this: if you're going to go 12, why not just go 16 and be done with it?
I think they still want to give the advantage to those top 4 teams. That's what I think. I think that they feel like for sure 3, just like right now going into the season, we've got 3. Our 4th one is I put on there because you all harassed me to put one on there. So
you have been so mistreated.
I've been mistreated a bunch here lately, by the way.
But not for that. For that.
If Main Street Media had any form of go-to somebody to turn you all in, I'd already have turned you in.
So you need an HR department to protect.
I think we need to get Dave to get an HR department where I can handle you 2 a little bit.
Do you think maybe that I could find some clips where maybe you've retaliated? Oh, yeah. Might want to think about that one.
Yeah, what were we talking about? Something about the playoffs.
Your Honor, I plead guilty, but I would like to show the court a couple of things that maybe there's some extenuating circumstances. Although I must say, yesterday went a little far.
Man, I bled yesterday.
Well,
I needed transfusions when the show was over. I mean, I got eat up yesterday, man. I had holes all in me. It's like you took a dadgum machete and just went wherever you wanted to go.
But you think Mac would have enjoyed the worst one?
Oh, there ain't no doubt. He'd have been on the floor laughing his head off. And he ain't that much younger than me now, by the way.
How much younger is he?
He's a year and a half.
Okay.
He's a year and a half younger than I am. So Mac will be 71. Mac is 71. He just August the 27th. He just turned. Ooh, I didn't call him on his birthday. Thank you for golly, bub. That's awful. I forgot his birthday.
Was it?
But
just
the only reason he remembers mine is his secretary tells him, and I don't have a secretary.
Right.
Anymore, so. I have an excuse.
One as part of the HR settlement here. We'll get you one.
Yeah. What are they going to do? Up my salary?
Hey, we need to cut out the foolishness.
Okay.
We got bonus Watson coverage today. We didn't expect him until 4:20. After the break, we'll talk about Tennessee's blowout win against Ball State. We get this show on the road. Couple of things. I'm going to open up the phones at 5:20, and I want to get that Football Friday atmosphere going. I may get Billy to play a couple of fight songs as part of it. And I'm also going to do a little bit, just a small State of the Union of where our show is. This is the end of 8 weeks, and I want to talk with you all about where we are and where we hope to go. This is Main Street Media Television.
Buying or selling a home can be a very personal experience. Why not go with the team that receives nearly all of their business from referrals? Clearly a trusted name in real estate. The Justin Tucker team with Platinum Realty Partners has sold more than 500 homes in the last 7 years. Voted best in Sumner County multiple times. Proven to be trusted with your most personal assets. Call the Justin Tucker team with Platinum Realty Partners at 615-906-8458. The Justin Tucker team with Platinum Realty Partners, Middle Tennessee's most trusted team in realty.
I highly recommend Sumner Funeral and Cremation because of their caring nature and attentiveness to detail.
Pre-planning your funeral now will bring you peace of mind and less stress to your loved ones. When the chaos of losing you happens, your family can honor and celebrate your life, knowing things are happening just as you wanted them to. Pre-planning determines the details of your funeral, cemetery services, and can be less expensive. We are honored to serve you and are always here for you in your time of need.
Sumner Funeral and Cremation. Traditional, affordable, dignified. SumnerFuneral.com.
Jody Jones Dentistry can handle all your dental needs, from the basics to cosmetic procedures. All of this in the nicest dental facility I have ever seen. Jody has done it right. They're located conveniently at 55 Music Square East, and for an appointment, it's simple. Dial 615-259-5100 and tell them Plaz sent you. When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links.
I'm Bart Durham.
I was sworn in as a lawyer in 1963, and I've been working as a lawyer since then.
We're a firm that does exclusively personal injury, a lot of tractor-trailer crashes. Insurance companies will open up their checkbooks when you force them to.
We have systems that work.
We get the most money for our clients in the shortest amount of time.
I'm Blair Durham. My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
This is Eric Berner with Rockcastle Wealth Advisors. I help people in the pursuit of making their money live as long as they do. People hire me because I use a customized, individualized, and personal approach for the person I'm working with. Everyone's situation is different. If you've lost a spouse or a parent and want to make sure your inheritance is utilized and does not just disappear, I can help with that. Call me at 615-235-1058 or email Eric at rockcastlewealth.com.
We are going to close out the week in style and get you ready for an incredible Labor Day weekend where you get to watch a lot of football, be with family and friends. That's what it's all about. Here's also what it's all about. Tennessee could do anything they wanted last night, virtually at any point they wanted, en route to a 59-7 blowout of Ball State at Neyland Stadium. I'm going to go around the room on this one. Watson, I gave up the game and started flipping around to West Virginia, Pittsburgh, and Penn State in their game against Purdue. I gather you did the same.
I made it through middle of the third quarter, George, and then I turned it off. I wanted to watch Milton play a little bit in the third quarter, and then I turned it off. So yeah, I saw 2.5 quarters.
Billy, did you flip around?
Not as much. I was flipping around from West Virginia and Pitt and Purdue and Penn State. I did check in on it second quarter, but I mean, that was Tennessee dominance. The first 2 plays, they had an interception and then a touchdown back to back to start the game. So.
I had 2 TVs in the den. The fourth thing was Braves, Colorado, where I got treated to some hilarious pictures of my buddy Jeff Francoeur and Brian McCann. They came up together, and wow, this was before I ever got to know Jeff, and some of the pictures were hilarious. But on to last night. Watson, let's run through the analysis. Let's go through the first point here that you'll see on the screen, which is...
Well, that's actually the second one.
That's number 2.
Okay, we'll go there.
We're
Might as well go there now.
2 minus 1 equals 1. Let's see if we can go to 1.
Let's see here, George.
No, numeral.
That's not
No,
it.
that ain't it either. Don't give that one away.
I know I have it somewhere.
Okay, do you want me to just say it?
Yeah, just say it.
Watson, what can you really tell out of this?
Honestly, not much. It's... You watch how they play. You can see some things, but the physicality and the team just not very good. This team is better than Hawaii was for Vanderbilt, but only on offense. They're a little better. Neither one of the teams very good that we've analyzed here early, and it's just hard to do that. We're going to be able to tell a lot from Tennessee next week, though. I watched the fourth quarter of the Pitt game. They're good.
Don't give it all away yet. Hey, looky there. We got number 1 up on the board.
We don't have number 1 still up there.
There it is.
There
we
it
got
is.
Watson's Tennessee. I can't tell much.
Oh. So are the eyes leaving you?
I'm telling you, I don't know. That was not up there. Here we go again. HR, where are you? I'm getting double teamed again. That was not on the screen. It said Watson's analysis on the screen.
They have sent me a note, the HR department, saying they'll be open all weekend just for your needs.
Well, I go to bed about 8, so I got to get it early.
Okay, let's go to number 2. While things may have been hard to tell, you liked the running backs. Let's talk about that a little bit.
I like the speed in the backfield, George. Size and speed of their backs is going to help them. A bevy of receivers. They threw it to a lot of people. They didn't really go to anybody in special. The offense looked good. It was solid. It was easy. I mean, they pretty much did anything. When they wanted to throw it, they threw it. When they wanted to run it, they ran it. They went very fast. They didn't have those lulls, but they shouldn't have last night. I think the offense looked very good, and I really like the look of I think they've improved the speed of their offense, and I really think they're going to be better in the backfield. I like these young backs they're playing with.
Okay, point number 3 is really for a week from now. Yeah. When they get to Pittsburgh, Keaton Slovis is a very good D1 quarterback, as he showed last night against West Virginia. They've got to harass him.
The 2 lines, we couldn't see much last night, George. But the offensive line is going to be pushed hard next week because that's one of the better defensive fronts in the ACC, and they're all back. The defensive line, I think, is going to have to show more than they did last night. The only thing last night that I didn't say, yeah, that looks good, I didn't think the defensive front got much rush. When they rushed 4 guys, I didn't see a ton of pressure. I didn't see a lot of free guys beating somebody off the line of scrimmage and getting to the quarterback. That's the only place I saw where I still had said, I'm not sure yet. And that kind of leads to the defense. I mean, Ball State moved the ball well on them, but they didn't get points, and they turned it over some. I still say the question mark is going to be the defense, and especially the defensive pass rush.
Watson, let's get to point number 4, which is really obvious, and that is Tennessee and Pittsburgh has a chance to be a terrific matchup. First of all, Pittsburgh has one of the best-looking uniforms now that they've gone back to the Johnny Majors Panther look.
Yeah, Jackie Sherrill, Johnny Majors, yeah.
Yeah, terrific uniform, but who cares other than me? So let's talk about, obviously on Tuesday when Tony Basilio joins us, we'll really get into this. But what's your gut feeling about how they stack with Pittsburgh?
I said earlier, I thought they'd win this game. I still believe they will. The only way they don't, in my opinion, is if the defense is not as good as we think they're going to be. And that is my question mark. I do think this is going to be a great game. I do think there'll be points scored on both sides. I'm going to predict it's in the 30s. The winner high 30s probably. Pittsburgh is a very good opponent to where we can tell how good Tennessee's going to be. Vanderbilt's in their second game this week. We can't really say that because it's Elon. But Pitt is picked to win what division is that?
Whichever one it is, they're picked.
They're picked to win that side, and Clemson's picked to win the other side. And the pieces that would hurt Tennessee with a real strong defensive front that could pressure the quarterback is going to be a great challenge for the Tennessee offensive line. So we're going to leave the game knowing about both fronts, in my opinion, the defensive line at Tennessee and the offensive line at Tennessee, because that's the strength of the Pittsburgh team. Pittsburgh, I think, has 4 starters back in the offensive line, and they have everybody back basically in the defensive line. So get ready. The lines are going to be challenged, and that's where I think the skill, I see it. I see secondary players, linebackers seem to run okay. Wasn't killer impressed with the front, and the Tennessee front has been a question mark. So, man, it's going to be a great game to watch, and we'll have a whole lot of fun next week talking about Tennessee.
Billy, help me on this if you can in a minute. I think it's an 11 o'clock start, but I can't swear to it. Let's look that up.
Yeah, look it up. I don't know.
Yeah, Watson, the couple of things struck me in watching. What do you got?
Noon Eastern.
Yeah, 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
What's it on, Billy? Is it on there? Is it SEC Network or is it ABC? What is it?
Well, for this one, I don't know that they have a network announced for this game yet.
They may not have.
Which is weird. And George, I don't even know that they have a time because that was last year's. So I think this is a game.
So if you want to see last year's game, turn it on at 11 o'clock. Billy, thank you so much for that info.
Well, George, this is a game that
another HR violation.
I'm telling you,
we rip up on the young.
I'm just making marks here right now, fellas. Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3. I'll wait and turn them all in at once. That's what I'm going to do. Just turn
Not
them
only has he treated me like crap, but now he's turned on Billy.
We cannot have
this is going to be a long report.
Oh, man. But no, George, I think it is a game they saved to eventually probably flex for 3:30 ABC. That's what I've heard.
2:30 Nashville time.
Yeah, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central.
Okay, we'll check on it. Watson, is West Virginia considerably better than they were a year ago?
Yeah, considerably. West Virginia should have won the game.
Oh, my God.
They blew the game. I mean, they had ample opportunity to put that game away. I thought watching it in the fourth quarter, West Virginia was the better team. That's what I thought. Daniels played really well. They have a great receiver. They have an unbelievable freshman running back. I mean, the kid is really good. I think he's named Donaldson or something like that. But he's really good. If they just give him the ball instead of punting once, it's 4th and 1. They don't go for it and they punt, give it to Pitt, and they scored. and then the really good receiver has a ball.
Oh my
in
God!
The last minute and a half
How
of the
do
game.
you?
Right through his hands. I mean, he didn't even have to jump. It's right there. It goes straight up in the air, and the kid picks it off and runs it back for a touchdown. So,
Guys,
I'm telling you, I thought West Virginia had the better team.
I agree, Watson. And JT Daniels played a lot better than I expected him. Now, he's playing in a different type of offense than they have Slovis playing in at Pitt. I mean, that's a 1970s ground and pound Pitt offense. Slovis, he's not told to throw the football. Right?
Well, Daniels got the crap kicked out of him by that really good Pitt front four and kept coming back for more.
He did.
Yeah,
and
that front four is good. And you're right, Billy, and that's a major change in Pitt's offense. Whipple, who is now at Nebraska, was the offensive coordinator. And what I heard, the head coach and the coordinator kind of got into it a little bit when the year was over. And Narduzzi is a ground and pound dude now. So I'm not sure Pitt is going to be as good running that style myself. I think they're going to have to open it up. I'll say this. If they don't open it up more against Tennessee, they lose. And they might lose by 2 scores.
That's the ultimate matchup, chess match. Pitt's D-line and front seven versus that Tennessee offense. That's going to be fun.
And the Tennessee offensive line, Billy, I'm telling you, and Pitt's offensive line is their strength. So we're going to learn where the question marks were with me, that offense and defensive lines. We're going to learn a lot here in 7 days, 6 days, I guess, 5 days, excuse me, 5 days.
Okay, so
8 days. I'll be all right. I'll get it sooner.
What I'm going to do when HR, I'm just going to say, look, he's lost it. I don't know where he's getting.
All you got to do is say, watch the tape. Just watch the tape.
The last 30 seconds of this film, I'll get exonerated from any problems. So,
I think
by
you're
the way,
right.
Tomorrow is Saturday, in case you.
Is it okay? Good. Thanks.
Glad
you told me that.
Okay, you feel like Tennessee is going to win this game?
I think Tennessee wins in a high-scoring game.
A little bit like last year.
Yeah, I don't know. What was the score, Billy? You got it in front of you.
41-34?
Yeah. High-scoring, close.
I think it's going to be the same boat. I don't believe it'll be as hardly as high because Pitt's defense is better this year, I think, than it was even last. And the Tennessee offense is good, guys. They're good. They really again, don't overdo it. Same thing we talked about Vanderbilt looking much better, but don't overdo it by the competition. But there's nothing last night that I said negative about the Tennessee offense. But there were things that didn't get challenged, like the offensive line. They could knock them down. They could pass protect. The Ball State line wasn't anywhere close to Tennessee's.
Yeah.
And if that Pitt crowd is anything like they were last night.
Largest in their school's history. I have never seen a Pitt home crowd like that one.
That's another thing I didn't expect.
That shows you that rivalry now. They hadn't played in a couple of years too. And that rivalry is one of the better ones, guys. It's been there for years. And I hope that's what we see next week when Tennessee goes there. I want to see a big crowd and Tennessee have to go into a hostile place and play. I hope it is. They don't usually do that. They don't do that 2 and 3 weekends in a row usually at Pitt. Those cities, top universities, it's so hard. Look at Vanderbilt with the Preds and all the things that are here, the Titans. And, well, Pitt has the same issue right there.
Yep.
We had it at Cincinnati with the Reds and the Bengals when I was head coach there. I had it at Rice with the Houston. It was the Oilers then, and the baseball team. So those places are hard. I would be shocked if it's sold out again, but I hope it is because I'd like to see Tennessee have to play in that hostile crowd.
Watson, have a great weekend. HR just passed on a note to me, asked you not to call on Monday.
Don't call on Monday?
Don't call on Monday.
Okay.
They say it's Labor Day.
Well, if I wait till Tuesday, I will have forgotten it all anyway. So
have a good weekend.
Same to y'all.
Talk to you. Oh, he is a beauty, isn't he?
Love it.
But I'll tell you what, man, his info is terrific. The next guy on the show, you can say the same thing about. Zach Womble with week number 3 of high school football. We'll check in on 2 or 3 of the big games and remind you that tonight, Friday Night Live.
Oh, yeah.
Up until 11 p.m. We'll start somewhere in the 6 o'clock hour. Who knows when, but we'll be here for a while. If you're going to a game, watch us early, watch us late. If not, keep us on your dial. Nobody will give you better info or better scores. This is Main Street Media Television.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
At WellSkin Dermatology and Aesthetics, we pride ourselves in providing access, innovation, and a patient experience second to none. Access to care and treatment when you need it. Innovation with medical-led cosmetics and various on-site technologies for full-service treatments with a customer experience that is calming, casual, and effective. Independently owned, providing medical, surgical, pediatric, and cosmetic dermatology and more. Visit WellSkinMD.com to schedule your appointment today. WellSkin Dermatology and Aesthetics. Access to healthier skin. It's your last chance to get a spring tune-up for summer. Complete Service Heat and Air can clean your coils, check out your motor, and make sure you have cold air on that first hot day of summer. Complete Service Heat and Air is located in White Bluff, Tennessee. We do service and repair on heating and air the right way. 24/7 service. Call us at 615-797-3997. That's 615-797-3997. Serving Cheatham, Davidson, Dixon, Hickman, Humphreys, Montgomery, and Williamson counties.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor-trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor-trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor-trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
The high school football season is here, and nobody handles Friday nights better than Main Street Media. Here's Zach Womble with details.
That's the name of the game here at Main Street Media and Main Street Preps. Is, we've been doing this for a long time now, and I think you hit on it. We've got an army of reporters across all of Middle Tennessee. I think there's about 130 schools in the Middle Tennessee area, and we try to cover all of them. We cover about 11, 12 counties at this point. And those Friday night shows, it's we're gonna show that off. We're gonna showcase the talent that we have on the field with reporters across several mid-state games on the weekly basis. So whether you're in Williamson County, whether you're in Giles County or Murray County or Montgomery or Robertson or anywhere in between, we're gonna have you covered from 6 to 11.
Friday Night Live is presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, where fans don't let fans drive drunk.
Since 1865, the First Baptist Church of Gallatin on Winchester Street has served its community by catering to the least, the last, and the lost. Providing a church of welcome used by God to save the lost, transform the saved, and impact its community. As a proud multi-ethnic congregation, Pastor Derek Jackson personally welcomes you to join them in fellowship Sunday mornings at 8 in person or at 1045 in person or online at firstbaptistgallatin.org. First Baptist Gallatin on Winchester Street, serving with open arms as a true church of welcome.
Tell me a little bit about your company.
So One Stop Realty has been around since 1974. We are your hometown brokerage. It is family owned by me. We have 30 agents that are waiting to help you with all your real estate needs. That counts as residential, commercial, and property management. We also will be getting into the auction business at the end of this month as well. We have listings that range from every price range that you can think of on the real estate market. I know Shelly Tucker has a new listing coming up in Gallatin. Heather Patton has one in Madison right around the corner here. I have one coming up myself. We have everything you need as far as real estate, and we have the expertise to help you out.
Beautiful. Give them a phone number.
Phone numbers for the office is 615-822-0750. You can find us on the web at www.onestoprealty.tn.com.
Thanks for getting involved with us.
George,
really
thank you for
appreciate
having
this. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
I think so.
Today at 5:20, we will open up our phone lines in what I call kind of Football Friday, getting you ready for what's going to be a terrific weekend of football. It all starts tonight with week number 3 of the high school football schedule. And with that in mind, our own Zach Womble from Main Street Media Preps joins us. Look at that, a collared shirt.
I wore this just for you, George.
Did you really?
No. I thought I would tell you that, though, just maybe brighten your spirits a little bit.
Level with me. Is that a free shirt?
No, but it's an old shirt.
Well, it'll fit right in here.
Yeah, exactly right. I don't wear too many collared shirts these days, but I figured I'd throw one on for the appearance on the illustrious award-winning George Plaster show.
Yeah, that and a dime. Get you a cup of coffee. So we missed you last week. You're in good health.
I am. I'm in great health. I actually debated whether or not to come down to the studio to do this segment with you, but decided that traffic was a little bit too hairy right now. So just wanted to stay here at the house. But yeah, in good spirits tonight, and looking forward to what should be 5 hours of the best high school coverage that you'd find in the mid-state.
Amen. So let's run through 3 of the storylines that we're going to get into tonight. I assumed that there was only one backyard brawl, and it was played last night in Pittsburgh. Terrific game, by the way. If this one is as good, man, we got something to talk about.
Yeah. I got a couple buddies who are big Pittsburgh Panther fans, so I lived that game all night, well into the morning, and it was a really good one. But this should be a really good football game as well, George. I mean, last year was a little bit of a blowout in favor of Riverdale, 49-18. I don't think you're going to get that this year. Riverdale is breaking in a lot of new pieces on their team, whether it be the offensive line, whether it be quarterback, whether it be running back, secondary. I mean, you name it. And, Riverdale just didn't have a lot of experience coming back this year. But what Coach Will Kreisky has done over there is truly great. But, they're a really good football team. They've got playmakers all over the field, and Isaiah Verser and Jalen Thompson and Ryan Edmonton. And so, not to mention, of course, with the star-studded linebacker Caleb Herring. Of course, don't want to forget him. But, this is a team that I think is poised to make a real good run at it, despite having such big roster turnover this year. That is, of course, being Riverdale. But, it all starts tonight. And as they say with all rivalry games, you kind of throw everything out the door and just kind of let it see how it plays out. And so, with an inexperienced team like Riverdale and a team like Blackman that can score, in a snap of a finger, you just never really know what you're going to get. So I think fans are going to be in for a treat tonight. And I know it's probably the game of the week for a lot of people, and rightfully so.
Yeah, they'll fit them in there tonight with a shoehorn.
Oh, without a doubt, they'll be lined up on the fences and, on the hills looking over. And so it'll be a packed house tonight. And it kind of really starts just the rivalry season that's in Murfreesboro. You've got all those big schools down there that are so close together. And so they kind of all just have this built-in rivalry with one another. And it kind of feels like it kicks off with this game tonight.
Okay. Number 2 is also a big rivalry. The Battle of Drake's Creek. I love it.
Yeah. So you can actually see if I can get a wide shot here, the trophy that they play for right here.
Yeah, bring it a little closer.
Look at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
they let you have this thing.
So it's got all the years. I don't know how the shine, because I got a window right
No,
next to me.
you're doing great.
Okay, so they've got all the years and stuff that the game has been played prior to obviously this nameplate will change depending on who wins tonight. But of course, presented by the Hendersonville Standard here in Sumner County. But Dave Gould, our owner, and First Place Trophy came together to work out just a nice little deal. And yeah, I would say this is one of the better high school trophies. Sorry, this mirror image is kind of messing with me.
First of all, this is a better trophy than the Braves got when they won the World Series.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is pretty solid. I mean, it's First Place Trophy here in Hendersonville did a really nice job with it. And, I was kind of worried 3 years ago when we created this thing, how it would go over, because depending on who you ask in each community, they might not tell you that Beach is their biggest rival. They might say Gallatin is their biggest rival. But if you ask the kids, and the kids are the one who play this game, this trophy means a lot. And I've already seen some social media talk about it needs to return to Hendersonville, return safely. So I'm excited to see how it plays out. Our own Brian Stewart's going to hand out the trophy to the winner tonight. So
really,
yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. So, we were kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, George. I couldn't leave you guys, 2 weeks in a row, because I thought maybe I'd have to go hand it off because we didn't have anybody. Thankfully, Brian came through in a pinch and is really helping us out. So just very grateful for him to do that for us. But this game, I mean, it's a classic year in and year out. I mean, these two teams over the last 10 games have split 5-5. Since the rivalry started, I'm going to try to get this right. It's kind of a tongue twister a little bit. Since the rivalry started, every year that has ended in a 2, Beach owns a 2-1 series advantage. So in 2012, Hendersonville or Beach won. 2002, Beach won. 92, Hendersonville won. In 82, they didn't play because Beach had just opened. Well, who knows what's going to happen? It's just a wacky rivalry that can go either way. It's always split right down the middle. I picked a really close game. I mean, it's at Beach, so anytime a home team is hosting, I usually go with the home team as the favorite in a coin flip game, and that's what I did tonight. But an opportunity for several players to make their name known in a big rivalry game that is talked about, that is going to be talked about amongst them for the rest of their lives. So, this game is very important to the people of Hendersonville. And the people of Shackle Island at Beach, it's so heated. They've renamed the part of their town Shackle Island. They refuse to go by the part of Hendersonville. So that's how much this rivalry runs between these two teams.
Shackle Island. How about that name?
Yeah. And Billy, tell him what you told me earlier, which was if he didn't show up tonight, we were going to lock the doors on him.
Yeah. You were done for, Zach.
I was going to
get you back in.
I was going to get the Jamal Adams treatment, huh?
Yeah, hey, it's rough. This is a rough studio.
I was really wishing Watson would be on because he was talking about the Panthers and Vols next week. Not to brag, not to flex, but I'm going to be in Pittsburgh for that game. And he's right. I really hope that it's an incredible atmosphere because I would love to be kind of engulfed in that just to see what they do north of the Mason-Dixon line. I mean, do they even play college football up there?
They do.
I'm excited to kind of see the pageantry that is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
One of your coaches, Johnny Majors, won a national title there. Of course, you're too young to know that.
Oh,
but, okay, let me ask you this. Will you be there next Friday?
Oh, yeah. I'll be there next Friday.
Did he get that worked out with us? Billy, I don't believe.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
I believe the old director signed off on that one.
We'll get back to the command center on that.
So here's what we got to have.
Yeah.
Somehow you've got to get into whatever they call it now. It used to be Heinz Field. We want a live shot next Friday from the stadium.
Oh, I mean, so here's the thing. I mean, Friday is still a work day for me minus the show. So I don't fly out of Nashville until 5 o'clock.
Make up one. Okay, make up something.
So I can
do it in front of in front of some other stadium. We'll lie about it.
You may we'll do it. We might do it from Topgolf in Pittsburgh. I think that's the plan when we land is it's head straight to Topgolf. So I may do a live hit for you there.
Okay, real quickly. Cane Ridge won last night. They're 3-0. Right now, they're the best Metro story out there.
Yeah, it's been really awesome to see. I mean, Eddie Woods in his 8th year at Cane Ridge. They're 3-0, 2-0 in Region 6A. In that region, we really didn't know what was going to come of it. We didn't know who was going to win it. And it looks like Cane Ridge, now they've obviously got really important games ahead, Smyrna, Overton, Laverne. I mean, they've got to take care of business. But so far, they look really good. And shocker to no one, but Tyler Palmatier wrote an absolute heater for Main Street Preps on Moss Phillips III, who is actually the son of former Tennessee running back or Tennessee fullback Moss Phillips Jr. And so that story was really good and encapsulated everything that's been great about Moss Phillips in the start of his senior season. And just Cane Ridge, just a really great story out of Metro to be 3-0. And honestly, they've got a game coming up against Father Ryan next week, Billy's team. But if they can get past that and then maybe potentially give CPA a run for their money, you could be potentially looking at an undefeated season for Cane Ridge. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but they're looking really good right now. And next week's game, I think, will go a long way in determining how much confidence they carry into that CPA game in a few weeks.
He's talking smack about your team.
He is. No, he wouldn't. But George, I know we got to get out of here.
Yes, he would.
Real quick, the Bishop's Cup tonight, Zach, Father Ryan and Pope Prep. What's your gut tell you on that one? We'll be talking about it later tonight. But for any Irish people listening right now.
Well, I'm not going to make any friends down there on that side of town because, I mean, they've won 5 in a row, Billy. I mean, what do you want me? What do you want from me?
I think it's actually 6.
My point exactly. They've won 6 in a row.
That you believe that, or you're sucking up to the boss?
Oh no, I couldn't care less if he liked my opinion or not. I really listen.
God.
Wow.
Pope, no.
Let's get that one on tape.
Oh my, you guys, I swear. Listen, Pope Prep has Kenny Minchie, a 4-star quarterback for a reason, headed to Pittsburgh, right? Team we were just talking about. He's got weapons galore on the outside. Elijah Robb out of the backfield. They've got a really good defense. Yes, their secondary is questionable, but listen, they can put up points with the best of them. And I think if it comes down to an offensive shootout, I like Pope Prep's offense more than I like Father Ryan's offense. Now, do I expect there to be some defensive plays made tonight? Absolutely. It's a rivalry game. That's what you always get. You usually get 3-4 score games, touchdown games in these rivalry games. It's not a lot of 40s and 50 points scored, but if I need an offense to score a touchdown, I'm more leaning on the Pope side than I am the Father Ryan side. So give me the Knights in a close one.
Zach, see you in a little more than an hour.
See ya. Sounds good, guys. Thanks.
Zach Womble, he is really good when it comes to the preps, and we'll get all that underway early in the 6 o'clock hour, and we'll take it all the way till 11 p.m. When we come back, it is stat of the day. That's not always good when I'm running solo. We'll see what we can do. This is Main Street Media Television.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
The high school football season is here, and nobody handles Friday nights better than Main Street Media. Here's Zach Womble with details.
That's the name of the game here at Main Street Media and Main Street Preps. We've been doing this for a long time now, and I think you hit on it. We've got an army of reporters across all of Middle Tennessee. I think there's about 130 schools in the Middle Tennessee area, and we try to cover all of them. We cover about 11, 12 counties at this point. And those Friday night shows, we're gonna show that off. We're gonna showcase the talent that we have on the field with reporters across several mid-state games on the weekly basis. So, whether you're in Williamson County, whether you're in Giles County or Murray County or Montgomery or Robertson or anywhere in between, we're gonna have you covered from 6 to 11.
Friday Night Live is presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, where fans don't let fans drive drunk.
Hey everyone, I'm John English. This is Keith Wallace, and we would like to welcome you to John English Antique Sports and Cards in Shelbyville, Tennessee. We specialize in graded and ungraded sports and non-sports cards, vintage wax boxes, and unopened cases. We have a large selection of PSA graded cards. We also specialize in old sports collectibles, baseball, football, basketball, golf, and tennis. You can find it all at John English Antique Sports and Cards. We are happy to be associated with Nashville's greatest sports antique, George Plaster.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel, urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
At Sumner Funeral and Cremation, our mission is to serve families as our own, celebrate the life of their loved one, and help begin the healing process.
My whole family, including my wife and my mom and siblings, were very happy with the treatment that we received. I would highly recommend Sumner Funeral and Cremation.
We offer funeral, burial, cremations, and pre-planning services.
Sumner Funeral and Cremation. Traditional, affordable, dignified. SumnerFuneral.com.
Hi, this is Melissa Hoisington, Regional Crisis Director from Volunteer Behavioral Health. Disasters can affect everything in your life, including your emotional health. Help is available during these uncertain times. The Tennessee Recovery Project is a free, supportive resource for adults and children who have experienced the effects of natural or human-caused disasters. Specialists are available for counseling by phone or in person. For free, confidential service, please call 833-954-2424. The hotline is open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Move forward with the help from the Tennessee Recovery Project.
This is Eric Berner with Rockcastle Wealth Advisors. I help people in the pursuit of making their money live as long as they do. People hire me because I use a customized, individualized, personal approach for the person I'm working with. Everyone's situation is different. One area I can help with is if you are newly or nearly retired, or maybe have changed jobs and have an old 401k account. You may need more information to help you clearly understand your options. Call me at 615-235-1058 or email eric@rockcastlewealth.com.
You know, I liked the idea when we created Stat of the Day back in my radio life. We had a lot of fun with it. But when you run solo, in other words, no Watson Brown, and it's up to me to come up with the answer, dadgum, that can get scary. Because all of a sudden, you think you know all this stuff, and it just won't come to the surface. It's frustrating. Billy, do you have something you need to read?
Yes, I do, George. Stat of the Day is powered by John English Vintage Sports and Cards. Of course, you can find them over in Shelbyville, Tennessee. They specialize in antique and historical sports equipment, games, advertising, and other sport-related items. You can visit John English Sports and Cards in Shelbyville. That's 12 to 5 o'clock Tuesdays through Fridays, and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5. That's JohnEnglishGradedCards.com. Also, Eric Berner with Rockcastle Wealth Advisors. Call Eric at 615-490-7052 or log on to Rockcastle Wealth for more information. George, stat of the day. Long-winded question. In the last 10 years, the NFL team that has spent the most money in free agency also has more losses than any other team. And I actually saw this the other day. Wasn't surprised by it. But George, who is it?
Well, let's do a little speculating here. One possibility would be the Detroit Lions, who have done a ton of losing. Another possibility would be JETS, 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 Jets. Thank you. Yeah.
So negative on both.
Negative on both?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The third, I guess, would be Jacksonville.
Wow.
The old Jaguars.
I was not surprised because they've made some big moves that we've known of for the past 3, 4, 5 years. But the Jags 119 losses. Ooh.
Yeah. God. And that includes, here's one people forget. Under Blake Bortles, they made the AFC title game and led New England by 10 in the fourth quarter in Foxborough.
Wow.
And since that kind of high water mark, they have fallen apart, which, by the way, Urban Meyer was on the set last night for Fox.
Yep.
And I don't know if this is his attempt to repair his image, which got absolutely butchered in Jacksonville. He acted like a total fool down there. And, you know, I watched him last night and I'm like, exactly what is he trying to do? Is he trying to get the next job in college, or is this it?
Well, George, he doesn't strike me as the most honest guy. And we've seen that the past few years and last year with the Jaguars. But I have a feeling he's using this for maybe a little bit of reputation repair. Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you go to TV, that's usually not common for people, but I don't know. I think Urban Meyer might be doing that.
Are we now officially into the 5 o'clock hour?
We are officially into the 5 o'clock hour, George, and that means another read. Middle Tennessee Bone and Joint is the 5 o'clock hour sponsor. They combine state-of-the-art orthopedic service with a family atmosphere. Whether it's a sports injury, a sprained ankle, or a major joint replacement, they have the staff, training, and equipment needed to take care of any patient in any circumstance. Log on to mtbj.net for more information.
Okay, I need you to help me here, and I need you to pull up the schedule for tonight in college football, because there are 6 games, and I'm gonna talk about them a little bit, and then we'll kind of go from there as far as what it is going on. So let's see if we can pull those up here in just a moment.
This is great. This is Four Corner Stall right here.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
All right, so tonight, the only top 25 matchup is Western Michigan and Michigan State. So we got that one going for us tonight. You also got Eastern Kentucky and Eastern Michigan as well, George. I know you've got some that you're watching, Virginia Tech and Old Dominion.
Yeah, let me just run through the list as I have them. Okay?
Okay.
Why is Virginia Tech willing to play a road game at Old Dominion? That's a shocker to me. What is that about? Virginia Tech for years, admittedly not as good right now as they have been, but in an hour, they go to Old Dominion. I don't know if they're doing Old Dominion a favor for season ticket purposes or what the deal is, but you wouldn't expect them to be the road team in this game. True?
No, you're right. You're exactly right, George. I think it's becoming more common. We're seeing that more and more. But that's crazy. That is crazy to see them going all the way to, well, not all the way. It's right there in Virginia, but going to Old Dominion.
Okay, game number 2 is sort of a battle of Michigan. They've played before. Western Michigan, Michigan State. What's the difference? One coach has a $95 million contract, and I will guarantee you it's not the guy at Western Michigan. Mel Tucker, when you get this kind of money, all of a sudden you go on a little bit of a hot seat. And so to say that Michigan State has to win this game, an understatement. Item number 3 on the list, Eastern Kentucky goes to Eastern Michigan. Okay, this isn't a big network game or anything like that.
I don't see that anywhere. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Right corner.
Eastern Kentucky and Eastern Michigan.
Yes. Eastern Kentucky is only a 13-point underdog in that game. Now, that may say more about
Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan's Eastern Kentucky's the underdog.
They're the underdog. Eastern Michigan, not that they're God's gift to football, but I would have thought they'd be a bigger favorite than that. So apparently EKU, formerly of the OVC, they might have a little juice in that game.
They might just hold their own tonight.
They might. Okay, Temple at Duke. David Cutcliffe has retired at Duke. That era, probably the most successful era of Duke football in a long time, is over. Temple, they haven't been very good in recent years. I'll be very interested to see if Duke can take care of business.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how far they've fallen after Coach Cutcliffe, the Cutcliffe days. I mean, he got them up to a point that I never thought was possible at Duke, but interesting matchup. That'll be a good measuring test for them.
Okay, Illinois at Indiana. That's the 7 o'clock
Very
game.
interesting game.
Yeah, on FS1. Illinois got themselves a good win to open the season. Second year in a row they've gotten a win under Brett Bielema. Last week, not that big a deal against Wyoming. But how good is Illinois? You're going to get a little better idea of it tonight when they go to Indiana. Indiana a year ago got a lot of preseason pub and didn't live up to any of it. And so the question is, on national TV, what do they put out there tonight? I have no idea. I'm fascinated to see it. Then we got this one very late on ESPN. TCU, no longer coached by Gary Patterson. It's now Sonny Dykes. Colorado, they're the home team, but they're a 13.5-point dog.
Ooh.
Are they really 13.5 at home worse than TCU?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
That's the thing with week one, George. It is almost impossible to predict these games. I mean, especially some of these unranked matchups, unranked on unranked teams. It is almost impossible. So we'll have to see. I don't know much about really any of those teams that we just mentioned, other than, TCU with Sonny Dykes, but interesting slate tonight. We'll have to see.
Yeah. For some people, amusement only. For others, very important.
Yeah, maybe some other type of investment.
Okay. We're going to do this. We're going to, if you will, put the phone thing up there real quickly. Okay, that's our phone number. In the past, Fridays have been a big day on the show for phone calls because I've always wanted it that way. If you're listening to this or watching this, I want you to pick a game that you've got a really strong feeling about, and we'll yap about it. 615-588-2998. That's our number. Those of you who want to text a question or two, would love to have you do that. How do they do it?
George, all they got to do, go to the search bar, wherever you're watching, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, just type in that question. I'll see it, and I will relay it back over to the director.
I am looking for red-blooded Americans who in particular want to talk some football. That's not the only thing we can do, but I want to talk some football. So hit those phones. We'll be back in a moment. This is Main Street Media Television.
This is Eric Berner with Rockcastle Wealth Advisors. I help people in the pursuit of making their money live as long as they do. People hire me because I use a customized, individualized, personal approach for the person I'm working with. Everyone's situation is different. One area I can help with is if you are newly or nearly retired, or maybe have changed jobs and have an old 401k account. You may need more information to help you clearly understand your options. Call me at 615-235-1058 or email eric@rockcastlewealth.com.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
I'm Bart Durham.
I was sworn in as a lawyer in 1963, and I've been working as a lawyer since then.
We're a firm that does exclusively personal injury, a lot of tractor-trailer crashes. Insurance companies will open up their checkbooks when you force them to.
We have systems that work.
We get the most money for our clients in the shortest amount of time.
I'm Blair Durham. My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
Have you heard about the high levels of radon in Middle Tennessee? Radon gas is the second leading cause of lung cancer, second only to smoking, and has no color, no taste, and no smell. The only way to know if you have radon is to test for it. Duret Radon Mitigation offers testing for small and large-scale residential and commercial properties, plus mitigation services. Visit DuretRadonMitigation.com to request testing or get a free estimate for mitigation. That's DuretRadonMitigation.com.
This is attorney Bart Durham, and this is me. I'm Aaliyah. Keeping in good physical condition is really important to me. But when I had a wreck with a tractor-trailer truck that hurt my legs so bad I couldn't work for almost a year, I knew I needed a lawyer that understood tractor-trailer cases. So I called Bart. Bart gets millions of dollars for his clients every year.
At Bart Durham Injury Law, we've handled hundreds of tractor-trailer cases.
My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
Serving Williamson and surrounding counties, Bone and Joint Institute of Tennessee offers comprehensive orthopedic care with 16 subspecialized physicians. Our practice provides high-tech care with a hometown touch. We offer physician clinics, physical and occupational therapy, advanced imaging, and surgical services, including interventional procedures. Call us at 615-791-2630. We're Bone and Joint Institute of Tennessee. High-tech care with a hometown touch.
The high school football season is here, and nobody handles Friday nights better than Main Street Media. Here's Zach Womble with details.
That's the name of the game here at Main Street Media and Main Street Preps. Is, we've been doing this for a long time now, and I think you hit on it. We've got an army of reporters across all of Middle Tennessee. I think there's about 130 schools in the Middle Tennessee area, and we try to cover all of them. We cover about 11, 12 counties at this point. And those Friday night shows, it's we're gonna show that off. We're gonna showcase the talent that we have on the field with reporters across several mid-state games on the weekly basis. So whether you're in Williamson County, whether you're in Giles County or Murray County or Montgomery or Robertson or anywhere in between, we're gonna have you covered from 6 to 11.
Friday Night Live is presented by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, where fans don't let fans drive drunk. Well, today looks like more of a text question day. I'm a little surprised. Phone lines are empty at the moment, but you can get in. Let's put that thing back up there. If you want to call in a question, there it is, 615-588-8255. 2998. This gives me an opportunity, though, to do a little bit of a filibuster about where we are as a show. We're 8 weeks in officially at the end of today. We'll have done 40 shows, 8 weeks. And, I tried to make a promise. I know it surprised a lot of people that I would get out of radio and move on to something that I knew nothing about, which was essentially a television sports talk show fueled on the internet. And you can see at the bottom of the screen some of the different places where you can go to get our show. We knew going in that this was going to be a real transition for me, because looking into a camera is a lot different than looking into a microphone. I will tell a microphone on radio. I'll tell you this. We as in me, Billy, Derek, Watson Brown, and the entire staff at Main Street Media, we've put a lot of work into this to try to make it good. And I'm not talking about the decorating, although we spent a Saturday in here decorating with all of this mess behind us. The thing I'm excited about is I think we're living up to 3 promises that I made at the beginning. Number one being that we were going to talk sports and not a whole lot else. We're a sports talk show, and it has bothered me to see the trend in Nashville sports talk away from sports talk. Why you call it a sports talk show if you're not going to talk sports is a little bit of a mystery to me. Number two, I told you that we were going to give you good content. And I feel like in the first 8 weeks of this, we have tried really hard to give you good content. And today, notwithstanding, where I'm going to do a little bit of the text questions and have some fun with it, I think our content's been pretty darn good. And the third thing that I promised was when you call, when you get involved in our show, we're going to treat you the way you want to be treated. This is not going to be a combat zone. And I'm very excited about that part of it. Billy has done a phenomenal job over there behind the scenes and making all this look good. I think most of you know that from a technological standpoint, I am as close to this zero as you can get. One thing, Billy, I think our show is going to do nothing but get better in the weeks to come as we get more comfortable learning what it is we've got at our disposal. And that does excite me.
There's no doubt, George. And we've seen the growth and improvement on a platform like Twitter. Our show's available on Facebook, YouTube, Roku TV, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You really can't miss it. I mean, we're still working to get to where we want to be as a show, but at the same time, we feel confident in our product, and we've seen the growth already, and thank you to everybody who's been a part of that. I mean, the last few days have been really fun, of course, with football starting, but it's just getting started for us, and we're blessed to be able to come back, to the studio every day and be able to talk sports, and especially during football season, there is plenty to talk about. So no doubt about it, the work's just getting started.
Of the social media platforms that are available, Twitter is the one I am most familiar with, and so it's the one I'll probably talk about the most. We were really excited a couple of days ago. We had over 3,000 Twitter followers the day that we had Vanderbilt viewers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. Yet another area where
not at 3,000 followers yet.
Yeah. We're a little deficient. We had that day Candace Lee, the athletic director at Vandy, and we also had a guest from the University of Pittsburgh to talk about their season opener against West Virginia, but more importantly, what it might be like when they play Tennessee. That is a figure that I think we're pretty excited about. No, it's not where we want to be a year or two from now, but 8 weeks in, the fact that 3,000 plus of you decided to join us on Twitter, we're really excited about. I'll level with you. We're really excited about it.
No doubt, George. I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised. I mean, it's early. It's still early for us, and growth is already happening, and we know it's still possible. So, really looking forward to what we can bring, not only tonight with Friday Night Live, but also Monday through Friday, the George Plaster Show, 4 to 6. We got there, new graphics there. You can call us 615-588-2998. That's where you can watch us, and of course, Main Street Media TV. So that's where we're going.
Here's the last piece of this. We will add another person to all of this here very soon. That would be in January when Michael Cindric, who right now is playing football at Harding University. In fact, they won last night against somebody. I don't pretend to know who it was, but I know they won 29-12. When he joins us, he'll be involved in not only helping Billy, he'll help me with certainly with scheduling. But one of the things we will do, in particular when hockey and basketball start, is we will send Michael out and give you updates on games that are going to be played that night, whether it's Belmont or Lipscomb or Vandy or the Preds, whatever it is, we're going to try to cover it. We're very excited about that. Okay, put the thing back up there one more time. I want to get 2 or 3 of you, red-blooded Americans who want to talk some sports, to join me by phone. We got a bunch of text questions that have been sent in, and I appreciate that. But let's start with our buddy Tony from Nolensville. Tony, how you doing?
Hello, Tony. How you doing?
I think it surprised both of them when I asked them to be a part of it. Back when I left 1025, Darren asked if he could steal the whole underdog pick concept, and I said, sure. It's way too much fun not to do it. I'm pretty excited that they're both in there with me. I've stayed very close with both of them. Both of them came the night of my induction into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame. And Tony, that meant the world to me. It really did. Yes, I am. It's probably going to have just, yeah. It's easier on radio to do. You can do a lot more music. You can have a lot more bits that you do with it. But we'll make this fun on TV. Oh, of course I do. Listen, I hate to do this, but apparently we're getting feedback that they're not hearing you.
Yeah, so apparently, Tony, the viewers cannot hear you. We can hear you, but the viewers right now cannot hear you, unfortunately.
This is one of the areas we got to get straightened out. Yeah, I guess we got to go text questions.
Yep.
Totally. So Leonard's Losers, the guy's name, the caller, for those of you who weren't able to hear it, Tony was asking about, I think his name was Leonard Post Toasties. And I'm not making this up. He did a syndicated deal called Leonard's Losers. And what he did, through some very creative and funny writing, he would take a game and say, Ohio State versus Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish are going to get caught in the trap of the Buckeye something or other. Leonard's Loser, Notre Dame.
That sounds fun, George.
He did that for years. Whoever wrote that thing was brilliant.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Leonard's Losers. We need to bring it back.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got some text questions, and apparently you're going to fire those at me.
I'm going to fire them away, George. First one is
Let's both admit on the front end, we have no idea exactly what is causing the phone issue. If we did, we'd fix it.
Yes, we would. Yes, we would. George, we start with Joe in Clarksville. Do you think a 12-team college football playoff is a good idea?
It's Billy. I think it's an improvement. Who is the
Joe?
Who asked the question?
Joe in Clarksville.
Okay, Joe. First of all, thank you for the question. It is an improvement over a 4-teamer. Captain Obvious. Thank you. It is. We need more than 4. Do we need 12? I don't know. I thought all along that they would take it slow and go to 8. These college football presidents are greedy as hell. It's all about money. There is nothing else. They will feed you a load of crap about the student athlete and we want them all to this is all about money. And that's all it's about. So going to 12 is better than 4. I'm asking the question, Billy, why not go 16 if you're willing to go to 12?
I mean, you got a point. I think it's just, see how 12 goes. 4 to 16 is that feels right now at this point somewhat of that could be a disaster. But 4 to 12, I mean, we saw it. You get likely 4 SEC teams and then 4 Big Ten teams. That's what it's going to be. I mean, especially eventually with these 2 power conferences. ACC is going to probably hit the curb. You're going to see Clemson in one of those 2 conferences, and you're going to see the other big dogs in the Pac-12 in one of those other 2 conferences.
Oh, I think Clemson will be the next SEC school.
Right. So, those are the 2 conferences, and then you'll have 4, group of 5 teams likely that'll probably be in there. I mean, not all group of 5, but you have 2, maybe even 3 at that point. I mean, I think it's about the group of 5. I know it's about money, but I do think there's group of 5 coaches out there that feel like they've missed an opportunity the past 2 or 3 years with the playoff, as opposed to now you got 12. You've got a legit shot. You're a top 15 team end of the season, maybe top 25 as a group of 5 team. You've got a shot. So I think
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I'm like Watson. This thing is designed to get more Big Ten and SEC. They don't give a damn about group of 5.
We'll see. I mean, I think if you go to 16,
you got to have some of them. That point you're right about.
Yeah.
Now, here's what gets a little goofy. Let's say you do that. You follow the Division II and the Division III model. Michael, when he joins us, we'll get him to talk about it because they play on the Division II level a 16-team playoff. So that help me, I think I'm right, to get to the title, you got to win 3, and to win it all, you got to win 4 in a row, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So you'll have some people argue that the season becomes way too long. If you're playing 12 regular season games, a 13th game, let's call it the SEC title game, and then you've got 4 more in a playoff.
That's
I
too
guess,
much.
Oh, it is too much.
That's way too.
But the presidents now are telling you they don't care.
Well, the
That
coach
for all this,
the coaches will care.
The coaches will care, but the money will win out. And I think if you polled the players, I think the players want it.
16 team playoff, and you've got a 13 game regular season.
Well, okay.
I mean, the NFL isn't even doing that.
No, but here's what I think probably needs to happen. I think you curb one of your regular season games and take it back to 11 as a little bit of a compromise. I saw Heather Dinich from ESPN say that Greg Sankey will never agree to give up the SEC football title game. I think a lot of the conferences truthfully would, because if you look around the country, some of them, the Pac-12 doesn't draw a squat.
No.
SEC is sold out every year. Big Ten, now that they've moved to Indy, appears to be sold out every year. The rest of them, not so much.
No, not so much, George. We've got Brian Stewart waiting, though. You want to get to another question? Or
no, let's go to Brian.
All right.
The man's got work to do tonight.
Yes, he does.
Okay, so tell people what Zach told us earlier about what you're going to do tonight.
Man, I'm pretty excited, George. For me, as just a football fan in general, getting to go out to these high school football games. I mean, number one, getting to watch the kids play and enjoy the game. I mean, I used to play football, and it's exciting. I don't care where you go for Friday nights. The kids are excited. The parents are excited. Everybody gets up for Friday night football. So getting to go out there and hand out the trophy tonight for the Beach and Hendersonville game, which is a huge rivalry in Sumner County.
Yeah.
This is just an awesome moment. I live in the Beach area. Definitely support the Beach schools and everything. It's obviously I've got a sponsorship with Hendersonville High School, so I'm gonna have to be neutral party tonight. And as a matter of fact, I just wore the Titans shirt today because I think everybody can agree that we love the Titans. So big time tonight. I can't wait to get out there and see these kids get excited, play a great game of football, and maybe calling in, talking to Billy tonight. Maybe he'll call me tonight before 10:30 before I get home. We'll see how that goes.
Hey,
but I am excited. It's going to be a great night. One Stop Realty here. All my agents, we support our local community. We support these kids getting out there and playing the game they love. It's a great time of the year. We've got championship baseball about to come up. We've got football gearing up. The Vols took it to Ball State last night. I mean, it's just been it's just a great time of year, and I'm very excited to be a part of it.
So real quick, have you seen the trophy?
I have not. I have no idea what this trophy looks like.
Picking it up.
Do what?
You may need some assistance picking it up. It's huge.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, maybe one of these parents, these fans, maybe they can come out there and help me lug this thing out there. I know one of these kids at the end of the game, from what I was told, they're just going to come up and knock me down and get me out of the way and run off with the trophy into the middle of the night. So
I love it. I love it. So tell me, I don't know what Labor Day weekend is like in the home selling, home buying business. So fill in the blanks for me on that.
Well, I think with any holiday that you have, I don't care if it's Labor Day or Memorial Day, Christmas, whatever. You just name the holiday. I think people do take a little bit of a break. They've been working hard all week. Or all month for that matter. And they're, ready to take a little break with the family. People are still out there buying and selling. We're going to be having some open houses this weekend, and, we'll have people come out. I've had people come out on Super Bowl Sunday because, believe it or not, it's hard for us football fans to believe it, but believe it or not, there are people that do not watch football. We
What's
still
the matter with those people?
to that group. And we're always available. Real estate is a 24/7 job, and it's just part of being a realtor that when people get off of work and when there's weekends and things like that, I mean, that's when people want to see homes. So if you're going to be a successful realtor, you got to have your phone on, and you've got to be ready to go in the end of the day or in the middle of the weekend. We'll put that hot dog down, and we'll come out there and show you a house.
I love it. Tell them how they can reach you.
615-822-0750 is the office. 615-440-7011 is my cell. One Stop Realty TN is where we're at on the web. We have the Facebook and Instagram page, and all the content and information that you need about what is going on in the Middle Tennessee real estate market is on there. Please give us a like and follow. We love our Middle Tennessee area. We're always going to support everybody that we can. So get on there and support us, and give us a like and follow. We would sure appreciate you guys.
Brian, you have a great Labor Day weekend. You and your family. We'll talk again on Tuesday.
Thank you, George, Billy, and everybody else. We appreciate everything you guys do.
Thanks, Amen. Brian. Thank you, Brian. Okay, we'll take a few more text questions when we come back. And then not only will we have the Plaster bet of the day, but we've got 5 of them. 5 of them. Wow. All college football plays for this weekend. This is Main Street Media Television.
I highly recommend Sumner Funeral and Cremation because of their caring nature and attentiveness to detail.
Pre-planning your funeral now will bring you peace of mind and less stress to your loved ones. When the chaos of losing you happens, your family can honor and celebrate your life, knowing things are happening just as you wanted them to. Pre-planning determines the details of your funeral, cemetery services, and can be less expensive. We are honored to serve you and are always here for you in your time of need.
Sumner Funeral and Cremation. Traditional, affordable, dignified. SumnerFuneral.com.
When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links.
At Sumner Funeral and Cremation, our mission is to serve families as our own, celebrate the life of their loved one, and help begin the healing process.
My whole family, including my wife and my mom and siblings, were very happy with the treatment that we received. I would highly recommend Sumner Funeral and Cremation.
We offer funeral, burial, cremations, and pre-planning services.
Sumner Funeral and Cremation. Traditional, affordable, dignified. SumnerFuneral.com.
At WellSkin Dermatology and Aesthetics, we pride ourselves in providing access, innovation, and a patient experience second to none. Access to care and treatment when you need it. Innovation with medical-led cosmetics and various on-site technologies for full-service treatments with a customer experience that is calming, casual, and effective. Independently owned, providing medical, surgical, pediatric, and cosmetic dermatology and more. Visit WellSkinMD.com to schedule your appointment today. WellSkin Dermatology and Aesthetics. Access to healthier skin.
Okay, let's take a few more of your questions that you have sent in to us. Billy, who you got? What do you got?
George, let's go to John down in Huntsville, Alabama, asking us a
Huntsville.
question. Yeah.
I love it.
Wonder what this will be about. He asks if Nick
Tide Pride?
Yeah, maybe the Tide Pride Club. If Nick Saban wins the national title in January, will he retire? Will he hang up the clipboard?
You know who thinks that it would not be far away if that scenario played out is Watson.
Yeah, I'm with him too. I mean, it's not like he's running short on rings or anything like that. But I also don't think he's the type of guy to, I won one more, I'm done. I don't see him as really the calling it quits type until he really has to. So I don't know. That's a tough question.
I don't pretend to know him, but I get the sense he doesn't have a ton of hobbies, that it's not like he will retire to play golf 365 or to, go out riding horses or whatever you do when you retire. I think all of us have a little bit of a fear of what do we do to spend our time, if and when we retire, how do we spend our time in a productive way, not sitting around just vegetating? And I do sense that worries him.
I agree with that, George. I agree. But I don't pretend to know what he would do if he wins another one.
Yeah, I wish I had a better answer. The truth is, I don't know him well enough. But if you're asking me, do I think he retires if he wins another one? I don't think it would be all that long afterwards.
No.
He's 70. Am I right? 70?
I'm not sure, but he's up there. He is up there, George. All right, next one from Ronnie in Murfreesboro. Are Clemson and Florida State the next two schools on the SEC's radar? And you just mentioned it, Clemson being your favorite for joining the ACC here eventually, or SEC rather. But are Clemson and FSU the next two schools on the SEC's radar?
Okay, first of all, give me the name of the person.
Ronnie in Murfreesboro.
Okay, Ronnie, I am in total agreement with you that those are the next two. I'll take it a step further. To me, Clemson and Florida State made a hell of a lot more sense than Missouri. Yes, no?
Yes.
I never got Missouri. St. Louis is the Midwest. When you get to that arch, you're in the Midwest. That's not SEC territory. Now, let me say this. You're out there going, so what? UCLA and USC, Big Ten? No. But I've just thought all along, Clemson is SEC football, not masquerading, but playing in the ACC. And Florida State, until Bobby Bowden left, to me was an obvious.
Yeah, I don't know why Missouri does not strike me as an SEC team. They haven't since they've joined.
It's a weird fit.
I've heard, George, that they wanted to move west. They wanted to stretch their boundaries there.
The SEC.
Yes.
Well, I think they wanted the St. Louis market. I think that's how they justified it. That's a big-time market, and it appears to all be about TV numbers and whatever.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that's what the college football world revolves around right now. It's awful. I think it's ruining the game. I think it's ruining the traditions, the rivalries. It's not the same old charming college football anymore. Now it may feel like it on TV when you're watching the game, but 4 or 5 years down the road, there needs to come a headway point where the coaches come together and say, "We're not putting up with this. This is ridiculous."
Well, last night was one of those deals where I don't know if those two schools kissed and made up over something. I'm not up there. I don't know. But Pitt, West Virginia is a game that should be played every year. A&M and Texas is a game that ought to be played every year. And that has been, to me, one of the biggest disappointments in this entire money grab of conference affiliation, a lot of which makes no sense. I'm hoping that A&M and Texas are going to end up playing because they're both going to end up in the same conference. Pitt and West Virginia appear to have patched something up. I don't know if the Mountaineer guy shot off the musket the wrong place. I don't know, but they had stopped playing. They had not played in 11 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was crazy to hear that stat, see that stat, that graphic up there. But yeah, I mean, it's atmospheres like that I hope remain, and rivalries like that remain. So,
largest crowd in Pitt history last night in home football.
Pittsburgh sports history, not just college, right?
Yeah, I think that.
I mean, that even at the old Heinz Field,
I
that's
think
the biggest
they basically
crowd.
jammed a bunch of people in that didn't have seats, and then called it what it was. I think they had a demand for last night that was incredible.
Yeah, love it. Love it. That was awesome last night.
Give me one more.
One more, George. Tom in Nashville. Who was the best quarterback in the nation not named Bryce Young at Alabama?
Ooh. Best quarterback in the country.
Not named Bryce Young.
I guess you can yell that one out again.
Hooker.
Okay,
I think we know who's in the building.
Yeah, Zach has arrived. Hey, wearing a collared shirt. Certainly an improvement over other weeks.
We're already starting the shots. Oh, man.
You keep quiet. This is not going to work. Okay, Hooker is one that you got to throw in there.
Right. I think C.J. Stroud, too, at Ohio State.
Oh, absolutely. I think he's number 2 on the list. That is, truthfully, for now, the answer.
I think another guy is Will Levis at Kentucky. I mean, he's one of the top NFL draft prospects as a quarterback.
They're going to throw enough to get him that kind of attention.
I think they're going to have to. They lost their running back. Their running back's out right now, and they've got some good young receivers. Barryon Brown from Pearl Cone is a guy that's very talented. He's actually starting on the depth chart, so they're going to have to. And he can throw the ball. I mean, they're a run-oriented offense. They always will be. But I'll be interested to see how his stock rises too. But Hendon Hooker also, I mean, his potential is sky high this year. I mean, that last year production, can he match that? I'll be really interested to see that.
Can't wait. Here's kind of an underrated one. I'm a fan of this young guy, Keaton Slovis at Pitt. I think he's pretty good.
Well, George, in that offense, he's not throwing the ball.
No, and Watson hit it dead on. They're going to have to get real about it. They're not good enough to just line up and play smash mouth. West Virginia did a pretty good job in the smash mouth part of defending Pitt. It was only when Slovis started throwing that it opened up. I know we got to stop on that because an unprecedented Plaster bet of the day.
Plaster bets of the day.
5, count them, college football games last night sucked. We'll tell you about it when we come back. This is Main Street Media Television. When you're thinking about golf, consider Riverside Golf Links. Under new ownership, the course has improved dramatically. It's now 27 holes, complemented by a 9-hole executive course. Book a tee time now at 615-847-5074 and get ready to enjoy the beauty of golf in the Old Hickory area at Riverside Golf Links.
I'm Bart Durham.
I was sworn in as a lawyer in 1963, and I've been working as a lawyer since then.
We're a firm that does exclusively personal injury, a lot of tractor-trailer crashes. Insurance companies will open up their checkbooks when you force them to.
We have systems that work.
We get the most money for our clients in the shortest amount of time.
I'm Blair Durham. My dad and I want to help. Give us a call at 615-242-9000.
This is Eric Berner with Rockcastle Wealth Advisors. I help people in the pursuit of making their money live as long as they do. People hire me because I use a customized, individualized, and personal approach for the person I'm working with. Everyone's situation is different. If you've lost a spouse or a parent and want to make sure your inheritance is utilized and does not just disappear, I can help with that. Call me at 615-235-1058 or email eric@rockcastlewealth.com.
For Dustin Timmons and Joey Donnelly, they welcome every opportunity to serve and satisfy their clients. Whether you are looking to build your dream home or renovate your current home, their team will ensure that every client and remodel is unique, luxurious, completed on time, and within budget. Contact them today to set an appointment for a free consultation or to view some of their completed projects by logging on to DonnellyTimmons.com.
Have you heard about the high levels of radon in Middle Tennessee? Radon gas is the second leading cause of lung cancer, second only to smoking, and has no color, no taste, and no smell. The only way to know if you have radon is to test for it. Duret Radon Mitigation offers testing for small and large-scale residential and commercial properties, plus mitigation services. Visit DuretRadonMitigation.com to request testing or get a free estimate for mitigation. That's DuretRadonMitigation.com.
Welcome back into the George Plaster Show. The final segment here. We've got 5 minutes, about 4 minutes until we send it off to Friday Night Live. It's time for Bet of the Day, powered by Bart Durham Injury Law. Bart Durham has aggressively protected the rights of a broad range of victims of car accidents and personal injury in both Tennessee and Kentucky. If you, too, have seen your life interrupted by an injury on a highway, in a hospital, or at your workplace, you should let Bart Durham know. Call them, or log on, rather, to bartdurham.com for more information. George, let's take a quick look here at your Bet of the Day results as of late. 22-19 overall record now, on a little bit of a slide. Bad night last night with New Mexico State. They got shellacked 38-0.
Hold on a second. They were a 36.5-point dog. Could they not kick one field goal for me? 38-0, they got beat.
Yeah, they got destroyed.
Purdue, plus 3.5, lose by 4. Shouldn't have lost at all. I'm a little bitter.
Kind of a little bit of a tough night for you last night.
Yeah, I'm not pleased. Because I feel like I was on the right track and got hosed.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about hosed New Mexico State.
Yeah, they're awful.
But
they are the dregs of society.
My goodness. You got a lot more coming up, though.
Here we go. Bet number 1 is darn tootin'. I think Illinois is the better team, and even though they're on the road, I think they win tonight at Indiana. Feel good about that one.
All right.
Utah, considerably better than Florida. Here are the problems. Billy Napier, debut. Florida will be sky high to show everybody that they are back. Are they really? I don't think so. Now, is Utah prepared to handle the kind of humidity that you'll get in Gainesville at the beginning of September? I don't know. What I do know is that Utah a year ago was way better than I thought they were. They went toe-to-toe with Ohio State in the Rose Bowl. That Utah wins tomorrow night in double digits. Whether that Utah exists, I don't know, but I'm taking them.
I like the pick, George.
Yes.
I like it. I don't like Florida this year as much as many people do. But Kyle Whittingham and what he's done with that program,
very underrated football coach.
Yep, he's got his quarterback coming back, and yeah, it's going to be tough. I think they might only win by a touchdown, something like that. So it might be a little bit of an adventure for them to cover. I think Florida's going to stay in it, but I do like that pick.
It's a game worth watching,
no doubt.
Okay, this is just me. Until a couple of years ago, I thought Texas State was a prison. It's not.
What do you mean, Texas State?
Texas State. It doesn't sound. You're being sentenced to Texas State Penitentiary.
You just added penitentiary.
Yeah. Okay. But had you ever heard of Texas State 10 years ago?
I mean, I don't know.
Of course,
that I would assume.
I say that. You weren't even born 10 years ago.
I don't know. I don't know that I would assume it's a penitentiary. Every state's got a state school, George. Come on.
Why is Nevada a home dog to Texas State? I rest my case.
I don't know. That is a weird line.
Until about 7:30 tomorrow night. Item number 4. This is a gut shot.
That's
this is a gut shot. George. I think Boise State, they got a better quarterback. I think they are better than what they showed a year ago, and I think they will begin the year with a good road win, 9:30 p.m. I'm going to stay up and watch it. You probably aren't. Go Broncos.
Oh, man, that's in Corvallis, too. That's not going to be a fun
Oh, yeah, gosh, that's Neyland Stadium West, huh?
In the Pac-12.
Please.
That's not
come on.
Not the friendliest.
Don't give me Corvallis. Move on. Okay.
What is that? What is this?
This is a 2-team teaser. And people in the gambling community know what that is. You get to take 6 points off each game and use them anywhere you want. Virginia Tech tonight, we tease them down to a pick 'em at Old Dominion. Arkansas, we tease down to a pick 'em tomorrow against Cincinnati.
Good for
I
you,
believe
George.
I will win at least 3 of these. I don't care what you think.
I like most of them. I don't even want to try to understand what this 2-pick team.
It's a 2-team teaser.
What is the teaser? What is the word teaser?
The teaser means that you get to use 6 points in whatever direction you want. I'll teach you about this in the future. Here's another gambling tip for you, Billy. If you're going to play blackjack, hit on 16.
16?
Yeah.
Did you have a good experience with that number?
Well, it works. And it makes the table a lot happier if you play like you know what you're doing.
Gotcha.
We're done. The high school show will begin in a few moments. I'm not going to give you an exact time. We got a few things to reconfigure. Trust me, we'll be with you soon, and we'll be with you until 11 o'clock tonight. The show is Friday Night Live. Have a great Labor Day weekend. This is Main Street Media Television.